We literally just wrapped up this brand new koi pond. This thing is super awesome. This has been a dream of the homeowner for quite a while. They found a video on YouTube that they just fell in love with so much about it, and we tried to recreate that pond for them as best we could. It's a one-of-a-kind custom piece of living art that is now the focal point of their outdoor living space. We've got the whole pond done, but the homeowner's got a lot of work ahead of them. They have some big dreams and plans in place. They're gonna be landscaping all around this feature. They're gonna be doing crushed stone garden pathways up to the bridge and around the backside. They're just gonna turn this place into such a cool experience for them that they can come out and enjoy every single day. There are some super cool and unique features on this 18 by 12 ecosystem pond. Some of those amazing elements are this formal Techo block wall. This ties in all the elements of the hardscaping in the backyard and makes it part of the pond. It's also a very approachable spot. It's a great place to view the fish. It goes all the way down to the 3-foot deepest part. It's a great place to feed the fish. If you want to get in the water and swim, it's an awesome place to hang out, rest your drink. In fact, I think Mr. Evan's about to get in the water right now. All right, guys, so as you can see, Evan is in the pond living the water feature lifestyle, utilizing that formal wall, leaning against it, looking buff. What's up, Mr. Evan?
So, as you can see, I have my imaginary glass of pond water right here. I'm enjoying the nice cool water on this hot summer day, and it feels awesome.
We've got our skimmer over here that houses the pump. We've got our oversized biological waterfall filter on this end. Beautiful waterfall. Awesome stream section. It goes underneath a granite bridge, pours back into the pond. This thing's full of all these gorgeous specimen aquatic plants. We've got pickle rush, golden club, this hot pink water lily, iris, you name it, it's in here. We've got an Evan in the pond. There's a couple of frogs that call this place home, and we've got 3 premium Japanese koi in here. Yes, Japanese, because we went to Japan over the winter, hand selected them, and had them shipped over here. And there's 3 of them living in this pond right now. Another feature I want to show off, guys, this is super cool. Check it out. We've got a granite bridge that takes you right across a stream. This bridge sits 2 inches above the water, and it takes you into this amazing, soon-to-be crushed gravel pathway, garden pathway, that you've got this amazing waterfall on one side, another waterfall on the other. You've got the pond over here. Everything is super amazing. We make our way over here, and there are some incredibly large boulders that the homeowner has harvested from the property, and this waterfall stone is one of them. So they have a lot of acres here with tons of fieldstone that have just been chilling out in the woods forever. And it's got all of this patina. We've got lichen and moss growing all over the rocks, and they're very weathered, and they're very awesome looking. So he plucked a bunch from the woods for us to use, and we added them into the feature where we could. And I think the coolest one of all is this waterfall rock. I wanted to have a very unique waterfall here. I didn't want to just do a plain sheet fall. I wanted to have something that had multiple waterfalls off of one stone, and this rock just served that purpose so well. It's got these natural lines on the rock that make for a perfect sheet waterfall on this side. You got a boulder waterfall on that side, and it looks like the water has been running this way, eroding the rock for thousands and thousands of years. But in fact, it's only been running for 2 days now. We did not have a lot of elevation change to work with here. In fact, the yard pitches away from the patio, and we had to build certain areas up. You can see we have this large boulder retaining wall on the backside of the waterfall. That way we could build up this side of the pond to get an elevation change so we could have some waterfall drops. So we don't have a very large footprint for this stream, but we wanted to have a lot of moving water and twists and turns in action. So we utilized this space in a way that we were able to lengthen the stream and have it twist and turn back into the pond. And I think it looks super awesome. We've got a bunch of these cobble beaches, great place for the birds to walk in, get a drink, take a bath. And I think it just really fits the space well. They get all that moving water they were hoping for, and it didn't take up the entire backyard. Back here, you can see we set some very large retaining wall boulders. And the reason for this is the entire backyard is a hill that slopes all the way down to the lower driveway. So in order to get this pond to be level and to elevate an area for our waterfalls, we set these rocks in place to build up this berm. And it also helps naturalize everything so it doesn't look like a volcano or a yard pimple. It makes sense. It looks like it's always been this way. Then we cut out this beautiful edging bed, and they're gonna plant some very tall shrubs or trees back here to create a living wall on the backside to help naturalize it even further. So we get a lot of our inspiration directly from Mother Nature. We go up to the White Mountains as a team, we go camping and hiking, and we check out all the beautiful waterfalls that Mother Nature built herself. We take pictures and videos, and we come back home and we try to recreate that stuff in people's backyards. So when we edge water features, we don't just have big boulders, we try to break it up with different sized rocks, and we try to recreate those elements that we love seeing out in the woods. So cobblestone and gravel washout, beaches, massive boulders broken up by smaller ones, adding moss. And then when they do the landscaping, having that greenery to soften all the rocks on the outside. So you can see we try to incorporate moss where it makes sense. We don't want to overdo it, but we want to use it where we can because it is such a cool feature to add. And when you see rocks with moss on them, they look like they've been there for thousands of years. What we do is we go out in the woods and we harvest this moss. We find really good specimens, bring them back over to the water feature, and then we adhere it to the rocks with waterfall foam. Moss will grow pretty much anywhere as long as oxygen doesn't get underneath it. So we stick it to the rocks or to the dirt on the outside. We get it nice and solid, and this will just continue to grow. So all the moss you see on this feature, we found literally in the woods on this property. Our goal at the end of the day, guys, is to create a pond that looks like it's always been here. Something that's thousands of years old and has all the elements that you would see in Mother Nature if you went for a hike and you were chasing waterfalls out in the woods. We've got these cobblestone beaches that look like beautiful washouts that you see on the sides of streams, big massive rocks that go right down into the water, specimen aquatic plants that look like they've been growing here for years and years, rocks that are covered with moss and lichen that have that aged patina that look like this thing has just been weathering out in the forest for eons. All of these cool elements come together to create something that is extremely natural looking and just almost feels like this was here and they found it in the woods and they decided, I want to build my house right next to this pond or waterfall. So this isn't our last video here. We're going to come back when all the landscaping is done and the garden pathways are in, and we're going to reveal the final product to you guys. This thing is just so awesome. It's beyond my expectations. I'm in love with it. I wish I could bring it home and make it mine. Kind of sad I have to go home and leave it here, but the family's gonna absolutely love this thing. They've already started making it their own. They got the deer antler they put in the stream. They've added a couple rocks here and there, and they're already going out today to get the crushed stone for their garden pathways, and they are so excited about this project, and that just makes me feel full. I'm so happy that I can share my talent with other people and they get to live with it every single day and enjoy it. That's living the water feature lifestyle.